Hi, welcome back to AutoReview and a new episode of Bike Review. And thank you very much, Moto-Center Thun, right over here, who were so kind to provide this bike to me. I drove it for the last 3 days, over 300 kilometers here in the Swiss mountains and on the highway. And I can tell you, it is a joy to drive this bike. So what do we have here? This is the brand new 2018 BMW K1600, which we have here embroidered in the seat as well. And B stands for bobber. Bobber is the American term, or an American term for basically the look of the bike with the suitcases or cases attached to the bike, fixed attached to the bike, so you can't take them off, and have like the lower kind of rear end here. In my opinion, it looks awesome, and we have here tons of equipment on board which you will not find on a lot of other bikes. Example, we have xenon lights with cornering, we have speakers, we have cruise control, we have heated grips in 6 settings, we have heated seat for the driver in 6 settings, we have heated seat for the passenger in 2 settings. The storage capacity is 37 liters on each side. We have additional lights, we have the safety pack, we have the technology pack, and we have the comfort package. So a lot of things. Electric windshield, which you can fold up and down, or basically bring up and down. We have speakers with a radio and a USB port. You can connect your helmet over Bluetooth with the bike. We have a reverse gear, which helps you to move the bike because it weighs 336 kilograms with 90% fuel tank. You can load up to 224 kilograms on top, so driver and passenger plus luggage. And it's really a joy to drive. So there's a lot of technology in this bike, and in Switzerland the base price for the K16B or K1600B is 23,300 Swiss francs. As it is here with all the packages, basically everything on board, we end up with a price of 28,490 Swiss francs. If you have more questions or need more information, the link is provided below to Moto-Center Thun, so just ring them up if you want to test drive the bike, or if you want to order it, or have any questions whatsoever. So let me show you a little bit more about the cockpit, because we have a lot of stuff to show here. So one new thing is the e-call emergency system, which is this one, SOS. You can manually call, or when the bike, for example, falls, you have a certain time frame where you can cancel it. After that, the authorities will contact you and ask if everything is fine, or if you have a bigger crash and, for example, you can't talk anymore because you're uncautious or whatsoever, automatically authorities will dispatch the emergency services. So this is something new as well. And well, yeah, let me show you all the details, because as I mentioned, a lot of technology on this bike, and let's get right into it. Okay, so let me show you all the details of this bike. So now I have the key. We have a wireless key system, means you don't have to put the key anywhere in. Basically just leave it in your pocket. You can unlock it and lock it. So obviously now it's unlocked. Let me just lock it for you. You heard it. The suitcases basically close and lock, and the alarm goes on. Now you see it, the alarm is on. And when you open it, it will turn on the lights. So you have the BMW typical lights in the front and the additional lights on the left and the right, which are really great. Now we put the key away, then push start, and you basically activate the bike. Here we go, and then we have the display. So let's start on top. We have electronic windshield, as I mentioned, which you can bring up and down. And there we have some army helicopters, 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. Well, yeah, so here on top you see 6, again, indicator for, or indication that this is a 6-cylinder bike. When you want to open it, this is actually the preparation for the navigation, which you can order on top. Once you push that, you'll see the windscreen will go up, because every time when you lock the bike, it will go down to keep that one basically safe, because here you can put the navigation unit in, and you can only get it out from here. Once you close it, then you can lock it and it will be safe. No one can steal it anymore. So you can see we have the speakers here, which are really loud. Let's see if we can hear a song. It's really loud. I tested it on the highway up to 80 kilometers, no problem. If you have the windshield open, so if you have the helmet a little bit open, even if it's closed, everything above that Depends on how tall you are, how the windshield is positioned, and basically, yeah, if it's very loud around you or not. Then, speedo on the left, RPM on the right. We have the system. If you want to scroll through the system, you go basically through here. So this I'll explain to you as well in a moment. Let's just see what we have here. So we have the indicator for the gears, so gear indicator, temperature, fuel gauge. Then here we have the modes. Sorry, I have to go and change the modes here. You'll see we have rain, road and dynamic, and it makes a really big difference between dynamic and rain. There is a huge difference because rain allows you only to have some of the power, and it doesn't get out as easy as, you know, when you're in dynamic. So when you pull the throttle, it will not accelerate as hard as if you have it in dynamic. Then we continue. So now we have the radio station. We go through, you can set the suspension between cruise and road and makes it more comfortable or basically more sporty. Then you have fuel consumption. I managed 5.7, exactly what the BMW claims. Actual fuel consumption, distance until the tank is empty. So I drove 304 kilometers, now I have 167 to go. So anything between 400 to 450, 500, depends on how you drive. Then average speed, 58, temperature, tire pressure, stopwatch, travel time, dates, battery, oil, and that's it. So we go up, then we press menu again. We have trip 1, trip 2, auto trip, heated grips in 5 settings, not in 6, heated seat for driver in 5 settings. Then audio again, you can, as I mentioned, link to your helmet, and back to the radio. On the right you'll see the suspension as well as the mode. You have auto lights, we have xenon lights with cornering lights. You see the red one is the grip and the seat. For example, I'll turn on the heated seat for the passenger. You'll see it turns red below the helmet. The passenger can do that by him or herself here in 2 settings. And then we have fuel consumption and all this information. Now, let's go to the left side here. You have adjustable levers on the left and the right, so for clutch and for front brake. Then you have the overtaking light basically, and the high beam, basically overtaking and high beam. Then cruise control, once you slide the lever to the right, you press it down or towards you and it will activate. It will show set in the screen, and then you can go up or down by double tap. Then the lights, hazard lights, again through the menu. This is the windshield, so as you can see, once it focuses, I press it, it goes down. So this is now all the way down, and now we bring it all the way up again, and it makes a difference, especially what I said as well with the radio or the volume, and the wind obviously on the helmet. Then signaling, the horn is really loud, listen to it. Super loud horn. Then the reverse gear, as I mentioned, you press reverse once, it will go into reverse there, you see it, and then once the engine runs, you basically use the stop actually on the bottom, and you see here it will start now. You'll use this one and then it will go backwards. And the additional lights, which are those ones here. On the right side, the eco emergency, as I mentioned. Then you can lock the luggages. Again, the mode, power off, and obviously reverse. Then on the bottom here on the left side we have some more buttons for the radio. So on and off, or basically mute, source, mode, and memory. You can either listen to the radio or listen to the Bluetooth, which I'll show you in a moment as well. Then one really cool feature is if it's very hot in summer, you have this integrated flaps. You can open them up and it will channel more air towards the driver to keep cool. Now again, BMW K1600B, we have this huge foot pads where you can sit very comfortably on them and basically rest your foot on them. To open the luggage, you just press it, then it opens this lever, and then you pull it and it will open the suitcase. So this one has 37 liters, the other one has 37 liters. This lever will open the bench. You can lift it up. However, be careful, don't throw it up because it's integrated because of the cable to heat the seat. And we close it. This is the back view. So very cool LED lights integrated in the suitcases. Double exhaust left and right. We have 190 17-inch in the back. We have 120 in the front. Disc brakes in the back, 320mm single, 320mm in the front double. Again, BMW logo. And once we open this one here, the luggage, you will see I have my gloves in there, and in here you unzip and you'll find the USB port. I have not tested it, but I do assume it will charge your phone as well. However, just double check. Again, heated seat for the Celsius, and that's pretty much it. So let's hop on the bike, drive it, ride it, and I'll tell you what I think about it and how it behaves. Let's go. Okay, so first thing I want to show you is actually the reverse. So for reverse, what do we have to do? We put it in neutral, then we hit R, and then you just use this button here, and you see it's rolling backwards. Once you want to drive forward again, clutch, R, first, and go. That's it. Okay, let's go.
Alright, so that was the intro.
So what do I think about the bike? How does it, what is this? I wanted to say car. What do I think about the bike? So, positive points. The engine is amazing. 1.65 liters or 1650 cc engine. 160 horsepower, 175 newton meters torque. 70% at 1500 RPM, which equals 122.5 newton meters. Right from the bottom of the ref range, which is amazing. Now we have everything on board. I mentioned heated grips, heated seat for passenger and Celsius. Now cruise control, let me just hit it. You see now it says set, and I can take my hand off. It's gonna keep the speed until I clutch, brake front or brake back. So we don't need that one on this road. Now windshield is all the way down. I'll just bring it up so we have a little bit less wind noise. So it's going to be easier for you to hear. Now I'm going to shift down. You see, I don't need to clutch. If you want to shift down, you don't have to be on the gas. However, if you want to shift up, you see now I cannot go up. I have to be basically holding the throttle to be able to shift up. Down, no need. Now 5.8 liters I had, it just jumped to 5.8, but it was 5.7 all the way before. 323 kilometers I drove now. It's just an amazing bike. One big criticizing point I have though is the bike that is 23,300 in the base price, or even 28,500 with all the gimmicks on board. These buttons are not illuminated, and that's something I just can't understand, because when I was driving in the night it was just so difficult to see where is what. Because imagine how many buttons you have here: windshield, menu, blinkers, light, hazard, cruise control, the crazy loud horn. Yeah, listen. Wow, that's really loud. And then this lever basically to go through all the menu settings. One thing that I encountered while driving this over the last 3 days is sometimes when you want to go over here to the blinker, you basically hit this one and it jumps the radio station, which is a little bit annoying, but I guess it's just something to get used to. Now, other than these buttons not being illuminated, the only other aspect that was a little bit, well, it's my own fault, but basically I was wearing jeans, for example. I was driving yesterday night, it was 8 degrees. And it's kind of cold, even though when you look at it, it's pretty much covered. Somehow the air circulates here, and I had such cold legs when I arrived home. I drove like 45 minutes at 8 degrees on a highway speed between 100 and 120. It was really so cold that I had to actually slow down to like 80 kilometers an hour. Because at that speed as well, I'm able to listen to the radio, which is amazing. Now let's see if we have some radio station. See, I just wanted to show you nice music, and then we have some stupid commercial. But you see, this, as I mentioned, up to 80 works pretty fine. Now, I have cruise control on my hand, which is actually a good thing, because how many times bikers you see, like they're driving like this, you know, with the arm here, because the wrist gets tired, and the left hand you can rest, but the right hand you can't. With cruise control, you can do that as well, so you can actually, you know, lose your grip a little bit and take it a little bit easy, you know. Now, I do feel actually that there's a little bit heat coming on the right leg, or actually, yeah, the foot, where the foot is from the engine. However, today I have light shoes on. Yesterday when I had the big shoes on, I didn't feel it, or it was so cold that actually I didn't mind. Now where it's a little bit warmer, it's getting a little bit hot on the right side there. As well, the foot pads, not the big ones, but the one where you can rest your feet on for shifting and braking, they're quite big, and actually when you stand on a traffic light, you have to really like go all the way out to not hit it with your calves. But that's a small thing. The luggage compartments, the two on the left and right, they do not hold a helmet, a full-size helmet like this one. I'm not able to put in there, so only like jet helm, maybe without the visor will fit, but a full helmet, no chance. But I love the design, and I love all the features, the reverse gear, the xenon light which actually turns in the corner, so really when you turn, you see the light turning in the night, which is amazing, and the light is super bright. Another point I didn't like is we have xenon main light, however high beam is only halogen, and it's a little bit disappointing as well, because you're going halfway, just go the last mile, you know, put big xenon on it or put BLED on it, and no need for halogen. I don't know why, because actually it doesn't really increase. It's 60 from here. It doesn't really increase so much of light. It just makes it higher, but the main xenon light itself actually does a pretty good job already by itself without without blinding anyone. So it's really far and it's nice light, really. Engine again picks up like wow, yeah. And yeah, nothing else I can really say about it, other than it's a great bike. I wish they would illuminate these buttons. Please, BMW, if you listen to my video, which I doubt, but in case, maybe other reviewers will do the same or say the same, or customers that they would like to have it, and with the facelift, even though the bike is brand new, they might actually include this, because again, I don't know how many motorcycle drivers ride at night, but I did it and I couldn't see a thing. The dashboard is great, I said the light's good, suspension is awesome. You see, even though the bike is 336 kilograms, it's super easy to maneuver, yeah? There is no problem whatsoever, and it's very easy to drive. Even when it's standing still, you have the reverse key, which helps you. However, it's a little bit difficult to lift it, and it's very difficult to actually put it on the main stand. You need so much power and velocity basically to jump on it, kind of, to lift the bike up, because it's really heavy. I'm a big guy, I'm like over 100 kilograms, but this bike is not for a lady of 50 or 60 kilograms. She won't be able to lift the bike on a main stand, and it's very difficult to actually reach down. So from my height it's really good, from the seat height, but anything lower than me or smaller than me, I'm 184 tall, it might be difficult. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're informed about new videos. I'm heading over to Moto-Center Thun. Again, thank you very much. I put it in here, I put it in here. All the information you'll find hopefully in the video. If you have any question, just ask them in the description. Sorry, ask them in the comment below. And otherwise, call Moto-Center Thun, schedule a test drive, or ask them if you have any question. They're very helpful and they're gonna give you all the information you need. So thanks a lot. Subscribe, like, and share. I'm gonna shift down here and see you next time.